Alright, what's going on everybody? So today I'll be showing you my double swing build, a long anticipated build. Now I will not be showing any showcase in this video because the video will be already too long. I always make my build videos too long because I want to talk about everything. So expect some solo tier 100 rounds with this setup, with this build. But let's get straight into it. You got first skills. So we are basically not using any basic skill. I figure out that HotA can be used as a fury generator. And HotA is much more damage than the basic skills, so you can pick whatever 2 points just to get the core skill. Now we got HotA with Fury's Hammer of the Ancients. This is why we are also building Max Fury. And we are running Ramaladni as for dual wield, so that goes hand in hand for both of them. And this is the generator right here, the Game of Fury, that stacks 10 times. So any of our Fury generator like Weapon Swap or the aspect where you get more fury each second for shouts active, they all get amplified by this buff right here. Double swing for vulnerable. Vulnerable is the most single-handedly best offensive stat in the game, besides crit damage and attack speed. Now we got Rallying Cry with the generation. We got max HP passive. Iron Skin for the mainly unstoppable NDR, the aspect itself. Barrier is not too bad either. Changing Shout for max HP and you get even more free here if you take damage, which, you know, with a lot of mobs around in those dungeons, you will get that. I'm running +4 on chest piece. Otherwise, I would want to max this skill out, but there's just so many passives, good passives for Barb, that I still want to get a lot of those, but there's no space. Next up, we got full maxed out Booming Voice with Garaliel and Raid Leader. I probably will put 1 point in here. Maybe from like heavy-handed or something like that, but we'll see. I think I like this setup, but this is one of the best defensive layers because it, you know, makes mobs do less damage too. Next up, we got the Rupture, only for the attack speed here. The bleed is not too bad. They're about to buff Rupture in the next patch, which is amazing. Actually, all 3 skills I'm using, which is Rupture, HotA, Double Swing, they all get buffed. You know, HotA is getting the aspect buff. And I did not even know about that patch note. But anyways, Rupture for attack speed. Next up, we have also we needed a 3rd skill for weapon swap and whatnot. So we have more generation, Fury generation, because of Furious Impulse. So it comes in handy. All right, last 3 got attack speed for the double swing. We got heavy-handed for HotA, well up for HotA. We might even want to run like one maze in dual wield for this to trigger. But we also run concussion. Now, Barber does not really proc concussion, but that's why I run a 2-second Barber, so I can proc these lucky hits. But we might even like trap that, but it's pretty good for HotA because we do like back and forth. We do HotA, double swing, Rupture, and then again, like 3 HotAs, 3 double swings back and forth, and then Rupture. That's the rotation. We got Max Fury, which increases again damage for HotA and Ramaladni. This is our Fury generator. We got HP spending Fury. We spent a lot of Fury. And surprisingly, I'm able to run Unbridled. I'm able to sustain Unbridled. But if you have a problem, if you don't have max rolls, if you don't have resource generation on rings with high rolls, you can run Walking Arsenal. And you would want to bind your skills. So HotA is 200 bludgeoning, that's obvious. Double swing is dual wield. And Rupture, you want to bind it on your slashing skill. Slashing weapon, excuse me, which is a 2-handed, you know, slashing. A sword or an axe. And I believe polearm too. Those were the skills. Let's go over the Paragon tree. Starting up with these passives, they are pretty low requirements, so we want to get both sides. First glyph is Exploit. And second board is Weapon Master. We go with Martial, I believe, in here, just to buff the nodes, mainly for armor. The #1 defensive stat in this game. Third board, we have Decimator for the vulnerability in here and armor. We go with Might to buff both DR from vulnerable enemies and vulnerable damage. Next up, we got Flawless Technique, which is the crit damage one for our dual wield, and this is for HotA's like global buff. Kind of missing crit damage in here. The passive notes, I might actually drop these 3 points and put them in crit damage. I might actually do that. Armor here, amazing notes. Again, we go with Magic Note buffing for the crit damage and also the arm from close, very important. Another board, one of my favorite ones is Bone Breaker. I like it because it has DR while healthy. We are running Wrath in here. I would like to put more dex points in here. We're missing a lot of damage for Wrath here, but There's just not enough points. This is a lot of damage, you know, while fortified and healthy. And with all these heal, we have the passives. And with, I will show you in a bit, Warbringer, the legendary node, we have so much fortify and so much heal that even their 100 Nightmare, this is sustainable pretty well. And here we have 45 DR, which is very, very useful. We got 2%, 8, 2, and 2, amazing stuff. Last board, we have a Warbringer for 45. That's our only 45 source. I don't run Numbing Breath. Mainly for Fury, Max Fury here. Once again, HotA and Ramaladni, you know, they benefit the most from these. Again here. And last Glyph is one of the most important ones because of damage. It's Mortal Draw. Not only increases crit chance, but it also increases damage. And this is also multiplicative crit chance, so it's not 18%. In reality, it's like 11 or something like that, depends on how much crit you have. So these were the Paragon nodes. Let's go over the gear now. Start from armor. We go headpiece, total armor, max fury, CDR, and then CC duration. You might be wondering why not max HP? Well, our taunt here is a CC, and anything CC duration increase is applied to the taunt. And with this taunt also goes hand in hand the DR it gives, the skill, so damage reduction, max HP, and this buff, very good fury on damage taken. All this is active for the whole duration. I will try to show you and teleport outside of town, because in town it doesn't update. Here we have 8.32 seconds, but if we go out of town in the combat zone, you will see the duration of the taunt, or the shout itself, is much longer. And with this setup, we literally have 0 cooldown for Changing Shout. We have, or like not cooldown, but we have non-stop uptime on this Changing Shout. You can see here 27 seconds. Our cooldown is 20.5 seconds. And basically, our Bolt Chieftain aspect reduces the cooldown by 6 seconds right here. And combined with Marshall, you can see that's way more than, you know, it's like 7.5 seconds cooldown actually, if you have mobs around us. But the only condition for this is to have at least one mob around you that is not unstoppable and needs to have this skull icon, the taunt icon, above the character, above the mob character, like HP or whatever. And then this shout is, you know, active non-stop. That's why it's so powerful to run CC duration increase. Even the aspect here, Exploiter, and I have smiting on Amulet, super crucial and amazing. That's what makes Barb good. Still not on par with Necro and Druid, it's good. So our aspect here is Weapon Master for extra charge for Rupture, which means again more generation because we can use it more often. We go with Ruby in all our pieces. Now our chest piece is again armor, close DR, and 45 DR. Those are the two. Actually, you want to focus on 3 DRs, right? Close, 45 DR, and all DR. And since we have Challenge Shout, which is all DR, I just explained why it lasts on our character 24/7 non-stop. We go with Iron Skin, Unstoppable, and all DR increase. They just buffed that one 2 times, I believe. It used to be 20%, then 25, now 28. Our gloves are Double Swing, HotA, Attack Speed, Crit Chance. These are absolute beast of gloves, amazing. We go with HotA Quake. This is getting buffed next patch, so even more damage. Our pants here, you basically want to mirror your chest piece and pants with the same affixes. So again, once again, total armor, close DR, 45 DR, and all DR. So as you can see, I could, you know, use more percentage. I could have higher rolls. I don't have that yet. I haven't gotten, actually, I was pretty lucky with these, but I haven't gotten anything close to this. We go with Disobedience. If it's up to you, you can swap Disobedience. You can put it on Amulet, and then you can put this smiting on like on weapons or rings. But there is no real like plates or like gloves, right? But we have HotA here, so that's why I went for Amulet. I used to run smiting on 2-handed weapon, but ever since I found out this affix, this aspect, this attack speed doesn't count towards the cap. It it was higher priority. And our boots, we have movement speed, 45 generation, very useful. I would like to have higher roll, but that's a huge buff for our generator for 45. And then Fury Cost Reduction, the classic. Willpower is just to hit the Paragon board. My Warbringer here has high requirements, 630 willpower. Exploder aspect, amazing stuff, more CC duration, and you also deal more damage to unstoppable mobs. And, you know, the CC duration goes to taunt, it goes to concussion. Our stun here, as you can see, it's almost 6 seconds, which is insane. And it also apply to like aspect here, the stun for Weapon Master. On to the next one. We get weapons here. Absolute Beast of Amaze 2. Strength, all stats, vulnerable, crit damage. Those are the stats you want to focus on, both weapons. Or if you don't have strength, you definitely want to get all stats. And if you don't have like strength, you can roll with either close damage or core skill. They're both in the same bucket. So you never want to go get two of those on the same weapon. On one weapon, you want to have either or. Of course, once again, I could use some high rolls. But we have Edgemaster. I used to run Limitless Rage, but after reviewing my WODs and my runs in Nightmare Dungeons, we don't have as much uptime on Limitless Rage as Edgemaster. So I find this much better. It also buffs up Rapture, which isn't that bad. So, you know. Twin Sword is accelerating once again. This does not count towards the attack speed cap. Attack speed cap itself from items is 100%. But thanks to this bad boy, we can go way over that. And there are some other attack speed things that don't count toward the cap, like Carnage from, what's it called? Yeah, from Carnage board, Paragon board. This also doesn't count towards the cap. And I would like to utilize this and get even more attack speed, but yeah, I would have to do some changes to Paragon board, but we go with this one for now. So our dual wield is Ramaladne. Yes, item power is nice, but I still don't have the good one, man. I still don't have the 0.3%, so I'm still missing damage here quite a lot. Because my max Fury right now is 177. Now, if I get better roll on Fury on the headpiece, and I can get one more point skill tree, we can get like 185. Something like that. So Ramaladne is also getting buffed next patch. They will change this physical damage to vulnerable. So finally, it will have 2 damage buckets. Right now, it's 1 damage bucket. Dual wield, close, and physical, it's all 1 bucket. And as a Wrath, I know a lot of people don't believe in this sword, in this unique, but it's so goddamn good. And no, it's not because of the freeze. We don't care about the freeze. We care about the attack speed. Once again, attack speed, in my opinion, is king in this game. It makes your procs faster. Faster attacks means higher DPS, obviously. And it's a pretty good roll. Like, you get the 15% upgraded sword. That's pretty good. And it gives you core skill damage increase, which is even better if you run Unbridled Rage like we are. Non-physical damage is BS, like absolutely useless. Damage to CC, And then lucky hit, the freeze is not too bad either. It does not proc with Barber though, so it is what it is. Our jewelry here, we go with the green gems by the way for crit damage to vulnerable enemies. Our double swing makes vulnerable enemies non-stop. Our first ring here, I have basically the same rings. We go with the resource generation, number 1 thing, then it's crit chance, and then it's max HP, and then vulnerable. Or crit damage, it's up to you, but I like vulnerable. Or I got access to that. So we go with this, our second generator. We have a Fury per second for each shout. So we have 2 shouts, you know, stacks up. We go with Barber. I'm running the 2-second one. I feel like that one is the best to proc those lucky hits. To weave in the lucky hits. Next rank, we have the same thing. We go with Bold Chieftain. This is my first Bold Chieftain for the whole playthrough I have with this Barb. Only one. I found only one. That's crazy. Now this knockdown is very good. Very good synergy with the double swing, because with double swing we are getting Fury Refund on knocked down enemies. I will show you right here. 25 Fury. You get more than 25 if you have resource generation. It all applies to that. And if you have even a Rallying Cry active, you get so much Fury. It's crazy. And this procs fairly often. Now, I don't really run that many stunts in this build, because stunts and knockdown kind of interfere with each other with Unstoppable. Unless it's Ground Stomp. Ground Stomp is some weird category. You can basically change CC with the Ground Stomp, like that knockdown and stun. They don't seem like they're in the same CC category, but yeah, I really like this gem. And also CC duration affixes and aspects do count towards that knockdown. So our knockdown is almost 2.5 seconds long, which is pretty damn good. Your attack speed needs to be higher than 20 to 35%. I got a base roll. My attack speed here is 40% unbuffed almost. No potion, no nothing. Our amulet, I could use a better one. I don't have damage amulet, anything at all on that. I have a Fury cost, clone reduction. Armor is the low roll. Damage reduction is a low roll. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It is what it is. Now I need without the Fury cost reduction on like maxed out on amulet or even like on boots, I would have problems sustained with the Unbridled Rage. So if I did not have that, I would run Walking Arsenal. which actually on single target bosses and those bosses at the end of the dungeons, you probably want to run Walking Arsenal. It's very hard to sustain with Unbridled on single target. So you want to, I will always switch to this one. And our last gem is crit damage. I know a lot of you are running crit chance, but crit chance gets consumed, the gem with dodge, with potion. They're fixing it next patch, but I like the crit damage more. I used to run the crit chance, but as you can see with smiting, if we are bringing mobs below 35% HP, we get even more crit chance. So we are no problem running 100% crit chance build, especially if they are injured. So we don't have a problem with crit chance. But the crit damage is very nice, very important. Our stats are, I mean, crit chance is nice, attack speed, you know, crit damage could be higher. Vulnerable, same story, could be higher. It will be actually once From Aladdin gets buffed. We are basically missing affixes on both items, like crit damage and vulnerable now too. First skill is not too bad. Weapon swap, you know, it's quite alright. And physical, that's quite alright. Consumables, you would want to go with attack speed if you're surviving, no problem. Attack speed 20% is very nice. You could go with max HP. I prefer running with armor though for tier 100s because we don't run disobedience on amulet anymore and they nerfed it, so I like it there more. You could run with crit chance, with crit damage. It's all up to you. And I believe we just covered about everything. 16-minute video. Well, there we go. I'm just gonna make it slower. Try to do my best, but it is what it is. Anyways, I'm streaming every day on Twitch. You can join my Discord as well. I'm on my road to hitting 1,000 members on there. We are at about almost 800. So if you guys are interested, all the links will be down in the description or pinned comment. And if you have any questions, hit me up anywhere, you know, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Discord. I'm always there. So I would like to thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Good luck to you, and expect some more tier 100 solo runs to showcase this build. Peace out.